Well, good morning, everybody. Had a little problem starting off this morning. Um, we found some little micey, so we had to clean our cabinets before we started. Anyway, just want to let you know this is what I do and before I start. The night before, I check all my ingredients. So I go down the list really quickly. It's the flour, and there's Keith. He's sifting the flour in here, and the package says bread flour. See? I use whatever brand. I have used that, what's that other one called? St. Arthur, what's that one?
King Arthur.
King Arthur, and that actually is good flour too, but it says bread flour. He has already measured it on our scale here, and he said it was 10 pounds. I checked. I have found that sometimes they either jip you, or you might have more, okay? So then I go, okay, I'm making 10 pounds, and then I have to make sure I have my sugar, okay, then I have my yeast, and this is what I have. We use this and we measure it out, okay? So I've got my yeast, and then we have my evaporated milk. Make sure that it's not expired. I just have it all set here, okay? Then we have eggs. I just have 10 eggs, so I have to have 20 eggs. I have my nutmeg. I have lemon extract, and I'm not sure if I had enough, so I bought my lemon extract. Then we have the yellow food coloring, my salt. I do not use the going with iodine. Sometimes it has a little, for baking, you should not use that. It has a little bite to it. So it says, this salt does not supply iodine, okay? Butter, I have my butter out here. This is my potato that I have right here. Yellow food coloring. And of course I have my measuring things, everything's set to go. This is for my butter. All right, so then we have the different pans. These are the 1 pound loaves. I have 2 of these bigger loaves, and this one I don't use. This is like 1.25 pounds, not 1.5 pounds. And I have these others too, that are just like the 1 pound loaves. And then these are the other ones, because I had to buy them because I think, so you all remember, light pans, light breads. And I have my raisins here. So I have all my supplies. My supplies are all set. Anyway, got to get going. Keith is sifting the flour, all the flour into the pan right now. Catch you guys later. I'm grating the potato in here first. Uncle Keith already has that ready to go. That's the flour and the salt. He's starting now with the egg mixture. Boiling water in my separate pot here with the potatoes, and then I'm going to pour it into this strainer here. So this for you. Here, did you see my thermometer? This is good to go. Now I will put in my yeast. I'm whisking this, and this all has to dissolve. Uncle is measuring 2 pounds of sugar, okay? So inside here, we have the flour mixture, and it's going well, okay? So in a little while, we're gonna put everything together. Inside here in my pot, my yeast is ready to go, man. You see, this is how the yeast should look in the Dutch oven, ready to go. In here we have the egg mixture. Everything is set to go. I'm turning this off, and it is all set to go. Okay, this is all that, the milk and everything in here. Milk, lemon, sugar, eggs. What else went in here? So this is all set, ready to go. So we're gonna make the big hole. Be back. You see, I have my butter ready for Keith for the mixer and the pounder, and I have the water all warmed up. It's warmed. I put it in the microwave. I made it warm, so it is all set to go. Okay, then he's gonna make the hole. Mix that, and you gotta also mix the nutmeg in there. Okay, you'll mix it all in there. Okay, then he's gonna make the hole, and then we're gonna start dumping the things in. Egg mixture, and then we're gonna be bringing over the yeast to pour that in. Yeast going in. Oh, here he's mixing and just putting everything together. Okay, he's gonna start putting all this together. And then as he starts, then I'm gonna start adding the water. Once it gets, then we'll start adding the water to it. Keep adding the water, and of course is mixing this all up together. See, he keeps adding it, and he's mixing it until I get this all mixed. Before we do any butter, he's mixing this all together. Here's my cup of water. I still have a little left. And you see there's still some water in the pan. He's gonna get this all combined first before I add any more water. Here's Uncle Keith. See how it looks nice and smooth? See the texture? And when you touch it, it kind of springs. So that probably has about 5 or so minutes to go of this. And then I'm going to see my butter. He has only 1 more piece he can use. The rest of it, I'm going to clean up the pan. And I'm going to sprinkle some flour. We're going to bless it And in it goes. I want to show you my room. This is a small bathroom I have. I have my heating blanket. I have another towel on top of it. I have my portable heater set at 85. And so it's just going to go around so it stays warm in this room here. So we're going to put it in the black bag. And I'm going to sprinkle flour, put it in the black bag, tie it up, and bless it. And I'll check it in about 3 hours. Okay, all blessed. I sprinkle a little flour. Now I'm putting it in the bag. So, after 4 hours, here it is. Here's the bread. Gonna now quickly grease the pans and get ready for my breads. There, this is the way it's going now. Now isn't that wonderful? This is my well-risen dough ready to go. How do I have it set up now? I got my raisins over here ready. Then I have my cinnamon sugar. My cinnamon sugar is 1/2 cup of sugar to 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Then I've got my pan ready here, my pie pan for my loaves. I already zeroed it out. Have my flour going here. So I'm going to flour this is what I'm going to do. Weigh my 1 pound loaves here. And then I knead it. And here's Keith, my worker. Okay.
Greasing the pan.
Greasing the pans, you know. Make sure you get all the edges now, Keith, and go along the edge, the top. Okay. So I'll catch you guys later. I want to tell you something. So I flour this really good. Okay, so I flour this. Just want to make sure things are floured when I do this. I also flour my pan here. Now when I'm done, I go with this scraper. And I scrape all of this. Because there might be some cinnamon sugar on it, I scrape all of this. I have a plate. And I get rid of it between breads. Now this is all ready to go. I just wanted to share with you one of my tips. I also make sure my hands have a lot of flour so that when I grab my dough right now, you know, it's sticky, guys, you know, so I have to go quickly. This is quick. This is quick. You put it on there. Oh, not quite a pound yet. Okay, grab it, put it in. Pound, great, wonderful. And then now I'm ready to go. Okay. Okay. So we are videoing this one. This is the cinnamon sugar, and this is a little over 1/3 cup. If you want to be more generous, if you think you want more raisins, spread them out because otherwise when your bread, remember the bread, I'm going to roll it up, you won't have the edges with any raisins. All the raisins will be in the middle. Okay, so then I have my cinnamon sugar mixture, and I have a tablespoon, and I kind of just look and I go like this, okay, and I say, maybe I'll put a little bit more. Okay, now the trick to this is that as I roll this, I tuck this in, so you see that will have cinnamon sugar. And I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna roll, and I keep rolling, and then I take it nicely and I put it in my pan, okay? And there it's ready to go. And basically you just kind of roll them together, my boulange. And you just put it inside a pan. Don't be generous with them, otherwise you get a tiny little boulange. I squeeze them. Sometimes I just roll them, you guys. Put it in my hand. Yep, that might be a little bit smaller, and put it in there, okay? You just squeeze. I squeeze me out a little bit more. Squeeze, out, roll. Mix. Ooh, stuck to my hand. And it happens. It's okay. And put them in there. Now, depending on how you want to put it in this pan. Should I put one? Maybe I'll put one more over there. I'll make it 4. Roll 4. Okay? And I go like this, and I squeeze it. That's my boulange. And then inside here, I pinch it together. And I just keep kind of kneading it, and like this, and like this, like this. And then I take it and I put it in my pan. Just some tricks. You'll see that on my hand I have a lot of dough. And don't wet your hand. So what I do is I have the garbage can, and I go like this. And I just kind of go like, this is the part where you're squeezing. So you want to make sure, you see I have a lot of dough on my hands. But it's kind of dry. So then I grab again in my hand, I grab the flour. So the flour is in the edge. And so then I go again and I squeeze, pinch. You know, if they're all different sizes, it's okay, guys, you know. My hand's a little sticky. I grab again the flour, you know. And then we just pinch, and put it over here. Okay. Hey guys, so here is my setup in my bathroom, and I have all my pans here. I have my blanket, my electric blanket. I have the towel, have my little rotating heater. Now I'm going to cover it, you know, with the cloths. You don't want this to dry out, so I don't want it to be heavy, so I'm just going to put these cloths over this. Went to sleep. Hopefully, cross our fingers, say our prayers. I'll check you in a couple hours. So I wanted to show you after, this is just 3.5 hours. So if you do this right with the proper temperature, it looks good. I'll probably maybe in an hour, I'll look at this and probably put maybe the biggest ones in the oven. You know, so we'll see. Look at the boulange. Look at that. It looks wonderful. Oh my. Everything is looking good. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm making a judgment call, and I just want to explain to you what I'm doing here. See, there's some big loaves in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my boulange first, because really these boulange were so tiny. And so I'm going to cook the 2 pans of boulange. They don't take as long to cook. And then I'm going to cook, you see those 2 big loaves back there? And then I'll grab a couple other, the bigger loaves after that. So then I'm going to keep cooking. Anyway, this is what I do. I kind of have to make my judgment calls at this point, and that's what you folks have to do. These are rising wonderfully. I hope you folks have good luck. Okay, so these are my breads, and if you notice that the 3 on the right-hand side are darker, and I did those at 325 for the 15 minutes, and then I knocked it down to 300. So then I figured out that I should do the 300 for the 15 minutes and 275 for 25 minutes. These 1 pound loaves, I think 25 minutes is enough on the lower heat after that. These are really delicious breads. They turned out great. I have 3 more in the oven.